into motion. It is the act of affection that puts my love into motion. It is the act of affection that puts my love into motion. It is the act of affection that puts my love into motion. But yeah, if you want my loving, and if you want my true loving, if you want my squeezing, if you want my loving, tell me that you love. Tell me that you love. Yes, open your heart for me. Whenever I need you, that's when you're not around. There goes my heartbeat. Oh, isn't she sweet? I know how you're feeling day by day. Oh, please don't make me stop and wonder why. But there is no reason why I should cry. I tell you no lie. Oh, why? So if you want my loving, and if you want my squeezing, if you want my loving, if you want my loving, tell me that you love. Tell me that you love. Yes, tell me that you love. Tell me that you love. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. If you want my loving, and if you want my kissing, if you want my loving, if you want my squeezing, tell me that you love. Tell me that you love. Yes, open your heart for me. Yeah. Whenever I'm unhappy, that's when you're not around. There goes my heartbeat. Oh, isn't she sweet? I know how you're feeling day by day. Yeah. Oh, please don't make me stop and wonder why. But there is no reason why I should cry. I'll tell you no lie. Oh, why? If you want my loving, if you want my squeezing, if you want me giving, and if you want my loving, tell me that you love. Tell me that you love. Yes, tell me that you love. Tell me that you love. Yeah. A chair is still a chair, even though the one ain't a sitting there. Alright, I'm coming home tonight. Alright, I'm coming home tonight. Got my happy dad coming home tonight. Yeah, coming home tonight. Yeah, yeah. So if you want my love.
time to complete a flooring job, the Home Depot has you covered. With over 300,000 flooring solutions. Plus, we deliver by the truckload, straight to the job site. And nobody beats our flooring prices, guaranteed. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Yes, the Pope him sit down on the seat, and my eye the reality. Yes, we my hide it from all of we. That's why him get a gunshot from me. I sit and see the wicked man a run. That's why I know my boom is harder than a gun. Make we boom it up now. Boom him up now. Boom him up now. Lord, yes. Make we boom it up now. Booming right now. Booming right now. I say, alright. He talk about the first and the second, but I the third remain in session. You know the Russian they cannot control. That's what the good the blue cat told. Make we boom it up now. Boom him up now. Lord, yes, yes. The Pope him sit down on the seat, and in my eye the reality. Yes, we my hide it from all of we. That's why him get a gunshot from me. I sit and see the wicked man a run. That's why I know my boom is harder than a gun. Make we boom it up now. Yes, boom him up now. Boom him up now. Yes, yes. Make we boom it up now. Alright. Booming, booming, booming right now. The struggle goes on. Some say the earth will keep on turning. Dread times are near, and I'm not joking. Are you warning as we continue the same old morning? The chosen race just keeps on begging, yeah. And I wanna know who responsible. But don't give it down, no. But don't give it down, no. Mother joy just to bend and hollering, weeping for their babes and seconds. Spirits of the innocent wandering up in your separation, everlasting. But I wanna know who responsible. I wanna know who's responsible. Don't give it down, no. Don't give it down, no. Oh Lord.
Shalom, grace and peace.
Oh Papa, your chest keeps on burning. This flesh died, I grit down teeth, a blood is boiling.
Hey, shalom, grace and peace. Shalom. Shalom, shalom, grace and peace. Again, I say shalom to everybody, grace and peace be unto you and you and you. Today, right, I want to come with a lesson of Esau and Jacob. Esau and Jacob. Okay, now the question is, when dealing with Esau and Jacob, the question is, are they brothers? Is Esau and Jacob brothers? Were they strangers? Did they know each other? Did not they come out of the same testicles of their father Isaac? Did not they come from the same womb of their mother Rebekah? That is the question. Is Esau and Jacob brothers? That's the question. this lesson today, right? Are they brothers? That is the question. Because we got many brothers in these camps, right? They say, well, Esau and Jacob, they, yes, was in the same womb of Rebekah. But however, they was of two different nations, right? Two different nations, right? They was of two different nations. They were not the same people. That's what they say. They were not the same people, even though they came from the same father and the same mother. But they were not the same people. You got brothers saying that Esau is the white man, which is a lie. There's nowhere biblically, nowhere in scripture that say Esau is the white man. Nowhere. In fact, what people have done is they have made God out to be a liar. They don't even realize they made God out to be a liar. They made all the prophets out to be liars. They made Christ out to be a liar. Not even realizing what they're saying. You even have some elders that I respect. They say also Esau is the white man, but they don't realize they in error, and they don't realize when they die, they're going to have to pay for that lie. I don't care how righteous you think you are, how much you think you know. Christ clearly says, all liars going to hell. Point blank, period. All liars going to hell. I'm not trying to go. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to teach no lie. I'm not trying to do that. If people don't like it, so be it. Okay? If they don't like it, so be it. Listen, this is my soul. This is my spirit. When I die, in which I know I'm going to die one day, who knows? It could be this year. I don't know when God is going to call me or when he's going to take me away. I don't know. So I'm not going to play Russian roulette with my soul, right? And die in lies. I'm not going to do that. Now, you on the other hand, now you can die in lies if you want to. Not me. Let me guess. Many of you brothers and sisters think when you go to sleep tonight, you honestly believe that you're going to wake up tomorrow, right? Don't lie. You don't even have a second thought when you go to sleep. Before you go to bed, you don't even think twice. You just get in the bed and go to sleep. You don't think about, will I wake up tomorrow morning? I don't know. You don't think about that though. You're playing Russian roulette with your lives and don't even realize it by teaching lies. Not me. No. No, your brother Yehuda is not teaching no lie for nobody. Well, Yehuda, Esau being the white man, that's not a big thing to God. It's not a big thing to God. When y'all make Esau out to be the evil one, and you take that and put it on the white man, you don't think you're going to have to pay for that? For putting this man, Esau, on a people who's not the people? You don't think you're going to pay for that? When Obadiah and Job were Edomites, righteous Edomites of Idumea, right? You don't think you're going to pay for that? when you leave this earth. Let me see where I want to go. Now let's let the Torah speak, right? Let's let the Almighty speak. And let's see if Esau and Jacob are brothers. Let's let the Torah speak. And let's let Scripture speak to answer all things. Okay, to answer all things. All right, and let's not lean upon our own understanding, right? And let's not lean upon our personal interpretation. So let's go to Genesis 25th. Genesis 25, and let's deal with the birth of Esau and Jacob. The book of Genesis. In fact, let me share my screen right here. Let me share my screen. All right. Let's see here. I want to go to I want to go to I should have had this up already, but it's okay. Do the real quick. All right. Let's see. Says I lost. Okay, good. Here we go. I had lost connection for a little bit there. I'm back. So here's my question. Let's go back one more time. I have to go back. I had lost my mic, but I'm back now. Let's go back. Let's read this one more time. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? Why am I thus? Why is this happening to me? Why are these two babies inside of me struggling? Why is this happening to me? But wait a minute now. If Esau supposedly was the first white person to ever walk the earth, and you got thousands and millions of people scattered worldwide, but he's the first to come out white, you don't think that Isaac and Rebekah would have said to God, why is our child born white? Why is our child born this way? Why are we the only people on the earth among thousands of people scattered worldwide, God? Why are we the only people that had this white baby coming out of Rebekah? Think about it. But I'm going to show you folks that Esau was a black man. Okay? Let's go back now. And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb. See, the camps, the brothers in the camps, they say, you see, it says two nations are in thy womb. That means they're not the same people. And two manner of people, you see, it says two manner of people. They're not the same people. Shall be separated from thy bowels. You see, it says that two people shall be separated from thy bowels. That means they're not the same people. They're not brothers. I actually heard brothers say they are no longer brothers. And it says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. But wait a minute. If Esau is the white man today who's ruling today, he's stronger than Jacob. How did he become stronger than Jacob? I thought that he was supposed to be small among all the nations on the earth. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. We're going to dive into this today. I thought that God says that Esau is going to be small among all the people on the earth. So how did he become so populated as a white culture or as a white nation and rule the earth when God said he was going to be the least of the earth? How did he become wicked, or he was wicked thousands of years ago, and God allowed him to rule the earth? So I guess that means that the Most High is a liar. He's a liar. He has to be a liar. He has to be a liar. Let's see. Let's go to Obadiah. Let me see if I can get Obadiah real fast. Obadiah, right? Let me grab my glasses. Think about it. How is it that this white man ruling the earth when God says he was going to be made small among the people? Because it is a lie. It's a lie. It's not biblically, and it's not scriptural. It's not. It's a man-made lie. Okay, and one day we're going to deal with the mystery of Babylon too. Okay, so it says here. Let's see where I want to start at right here. Let's see. Let's start at Obadiah, verse 1. So that's my question, right? How is it that, in fact, I think I'm going to read out the Bible. How is it that God said that Esau was going to be made small among the nations, but he ended up ruling the world? He ended up being, the white man is numerous. The Europeans are numerous. You know how many European nations there are, and supposedly a ruling right now, right? As many say. Let's see. It says here, Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. And Obadiah, by the way, was an Edomite. Okay, not the words of Yehuda, the words of our ancestors. Okay, who wrote the Talmud? The black Jew, the real black Israelite wrote the Talmud. The real black Israelite said that Obadiah was an Edomite. It says the vision of Obadiah. Thus says the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. In fact, let's pull it up real quick. I have made thee small among the heathen. So God made Esau small among the heathen. So how is it that he made Esau small among the heathen? Here it is again, the vision of Obadiah. Thus says the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. God made Edom small among the heathen. God took out just about a great number of Edomites. And the Amalekites, God took them out completely. That's also written down in scripture. Yes, the Amalekites don't even exist no more. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. That says, it says right here, that says in his heart. It says his habitation is high. So these clowns used to say, you see, this got to be the white man because the white man has skyscrapers. The white man has tall buildings. If you go to Arabia, Saudi Arabia, and Dubai, their skyscrapers are taller than all the skyscrapers worldwide. But if you read, it says right here clearly, it says, that says in his heart. God says they say in their heart. Okay? This is a metaphor. The Edomites, they thought they was above everybody. They used to walk around with their necks and head tilt high. They thought they was better and above people. That's why it says, God said that says in your heart. You see what happens is some people, when they read, they don't actually read. They read too quick. They don't slow down and examine these words. That's why God says one more time, that says in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? It's not talking about no skyscrapers. But it says that God made Edom small among the heathen. Now let's go back to Genesis. He made them small among the heathen, right? So now let's go back to Genesis chapter 25. Dealing with Esau and Jacob. Are they brothers? That is the question. Let's go back now. Genesis 25. Genesis 25. And let's pick it up right back here. Let's go to verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. and the elder shall serve the younger. But according to the camps, the white man is Esau, and he's ruling. So how is it that he's the elder and we serving him? It's supposed to be the other way around. So again, I guess God the Almighty is a liar. Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Twins. It says twins in her womb. Okay, twins. Now, they may have been the kind of twins that did not identical or look identical alike. Okay, but either way, it doesn't matter. They was twins. Okay, they came from the same seed, the same womb. Do it say twins? It says twins in her womb. Verse 25. And the first came out red. They say, you see, it said that Esau came out red. Therefore, the white man is red. So the white man has to be Esau because Esau came out red. The white man is not red. The white man, if you go to Europe, when you're dealing with Northern Europe, like Norway, Scotland, Ireland, those places in Northern Europe, those white people are very pale skinned to the point where many of them are damn near white. White people get red when they burn in the sun. That's when they get red. And they have to put on suntan lotion on top of that, right? But they get red when they go out in the sun. If they stay in the sun too long, that's when they get red. But they're not born naturally red. Now, on the other hand, the black man is red. We are red. We are ruddy. Red and ruddy is one and the same. They're interchangeable. Okay? So when you go into the Hebrew, it doesn't say red. It says ruddy. Now, I have also a copy of the Jewish encyclopedia that talks about the word ruddy. Okay? It says in the Jewish encyclopedia, I should have pulled it up. I wasn't thinking about it. Maybe another time. It says that the reason why the biblical scholars, mainly the King James scholars, the reason why they changed the word from ruddy to red so the reader will know that Esau had red hair. That's why they changed the word from ruddy to red. Let me show you. Let's go to the Tanakh. This is the 1917 Tanakh Bible. Okay? The 1917, it was published in 1917 Tanakh. We're going to go to Genesis 25. Again, it was the King James Masoretic translators. The King James translators that translated off the Masoretic text. They decided to use the word red instead of ruddy. And because they did that, it confused a lot of people. It don't confuse the true scholars, even a lot of white biblical scholars. It don't confuse them because they know. It confused what I call, or what I like to call, all y'all grandkids. Or should I say, Bivens' grandkids and all of y'all children. It confuses them. Anybody who follow One West and learn from One West, they're all confused. But the true scholars, the true biblical scholars that have degrees behind this stuff, they know the original word was ready. Watch this here. This is the Tanakh. In fact, hold on. Okay, here we go. This is the Tanakh, the 1917 edition. Let's go to Genesis 25. Let's read verse 24. Look what it says here. Follow my cursor. This is the correct translation, not the King James translation. It says right here in verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The same thing the King James Version say. Verse 25, and the first came, let me start over. And the first came forth ruddy all over, like a hairy mantle, and they called his name Esau. So it says in the 1917 Tanakh version, the correct translation, because they translated from the Hebrew. These Tanakh scholars, they translated off the Hebrew. It said the first came out ruddy, or came forth ruddy. The word ruddy is red, reddish brown. Red. We are the reddish people. Look at your skin complexion. Look at my Christ picture right here. Look at the skin tone. What you see? You see brown and red. Take a look at your skin tone for 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Look at your skin tone. Look at your flesh. I am an artist. I have a BFA in art. Whenever we paint, white artists, black artists, don't matter. Whenever we paint a black person, we use brown and red as the undertone, because red is ruddy. What color is a red horse? In fact, let's Google red horse. Watch this. Let's Google red horse. Let's Google red horse. Let's now look at some images of red horses. What color do you see? Put it in the comment board. What color do you see? Let's go back. What color is this horse right here? It's not one color. It's made up of two colors. What two colors do you see? But it's called a red horse, though. It's called a red horse. It is ruddy. It is red. It's not a solid red. It is a reddish brown complexion. Come on, man. This is elementary. This is not hard at all. It's elementary. One more time. A red horse. Let's go to another one. Red. You see the red undertones in that horse? Same thing. Red and brown. Red. Look at that. Look at the reddish and look at the reddish undertone. This is a closer up image right here. Look at the reddish undertones. Look at that. Look at this horse right here. Look at that red. Reddish brown. Same thing here. Reddish brown. Okay? Reddish brown. The same complexion as black people. Reddish brown. Esau came out ruddy, but he was red all over, meaning he was ruddy all over, meaning he had red hair. That's all. Like Malcolm X, Red Fox. They were both born with red hair. That's why they called him red. They called Malcolm X Detroit Red. No. Was it Detroit Red? I think it was Detroit. No. They called Red Fox Detroit Red, and they called Malcolm X Chicago Red. When they used to roam the streets back in the day, Red Fox and Malcolm X, their nicknames were Detroit Red and Chicago Red because they had red hair. They was ruddy all over. Now let's go back to Genesis 25. Let's continue now. Genesis 25:26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. They say, you see, Esau was a hunter, so like the white man liked to hunt. But when you go back and read the Bible, it says that Nimrod, who was a Cushite, was a great hunter in the earth. It said that Nimrod was a mighty hunter in the earth. So I guess Nimrod was a white man too, huh? Excuse me. I guess Nimrod was a white man too. It said Nimrod was a mighty hunter in the earth. Genesis 25:28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Okay? But the question is, are they brothers? As I continue, that is the question. Are they brothers? Is Esau and Jacob, are they brothers? Let's go to man, I got so much to go to. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. Now, when it says in Obadiah, God's going to make Esau small among the nations, that happened already. Okay, that happened already. That's a past prophecy. But let's go to Genesis 4 real quick. Genesis chapter 4. That is the question, right? Is Esau and Jacob brothers? Genesis chapter 4, verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. So Cain killed Abel, right? It says that they was brothers, right? So we know that God's scribes did not lie. God did not allow his scribes to lie. Cain and Abel was brothers, right? Now show me where Esau killed Jacob. Show me where Esau killed Jacob. It never happened. He was mad at Jacob because Jacob stole his birthright. Let's go to Genesis 27. I think that's where I want to go. Yeah, Genesis 27. Genesis 27 and verse 6. So Cain and Abel were brothers. Verse 6. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau, thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savor meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. So Rebekah told Jacob, I overheard your father speaking to who? And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau, thy brother. But I thought, according to the niggas in the camps, these all y'all babies and Bivens grandkids, that Esau and Jacob wasn't brothers. Well, our foremother, Rebekah, who I respect and love dearly, without Rebekah, we won't be here. She said they was brothers. So I guess you don't have no respect for your foremother Rebekah, huh? You niggas don't have no respect for Rebekah. You're not gonna apply her wishes when she said that Jacob and Esau are brothers, huh? To hell with Rebekah, huh? Let's read it one more time. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau, thy brother. Did Rebekah say to Jacob, Jacob, he's not your brother, and he is looking to do you evil, but he's not your brother. He's not a brother of yours, Jacob. So I want you to pack up as soon as possible and leave, Jacob. He's not your brother, Jacob. Did Rebekah say that? Let's read it one more time. Behold, I have heard thy father speak unto Esau, thy brother. So I guess our foremother, Rebekah, her words don't mean nothing, huh? You're just going to disregard what Rebekah said, huh? Wait a minute, I want to go somewhere else. Hold up. Let's go to verse 34. So you're just going to disregard our foremother, Rebekah. She said they was brothers. But no, the niggas in the camps, they say they came out, they was no longer brothers. Well, we're going to see what God had to say too. Let's go to let's remain in Genesis 27. Let's go to verse 34 and 35. We don't have to read all this stuff. You all know the story of Esau and Jacob. Let's go to verses 34 and 35. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also our father. One more time. Bless me, even me also, O my father. He said, bless me also. Verse 35. And he said, Isaac said to Esau, Thy brother came with subtlety and has taken away thy blessing. Did Isaac say to Esau, he's not your brother, Esau? Don't say that. That nigga is not your brother. Even though he came from our loins, Jacob, he's not your brother. So I guess you're going to also disregard our forefather Isaac, huh? You're just going to say, forget about Isaac. It don't matter what he said. Let's read it one more time. And Isaac said, Thy brother came. Okay? Let's go to Genesis 32. Because the camp say that Esau and Jacob, they were no longer brothers after their birth. When they came out the womb, they were no longer brothers. I'm sorry. They were no longer brothers when they came out the womb. I know you heard these camps say that. In fact, put a one in the room if you heard brothers in these camps say when Esau and Jacob came out, they were no longer brothers. So basically what they're telling you is to hell with Isaac and Rebekah, what they said. We know more than them. we know better than Isaac and Rebekah. Genesis 32. Yeah, Genesis 32. And verse 6. So to hell with Isaac and Rebekah. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. Isaac was a righteous man. Rebekah was a righteous woman. They were not going to totally disregard their son. Isaac loved his son. It says that Isaac loved Esau. I guess Isaac was wrong for loving his own son, huh? I guess Isaac was wrong for loving his own son, huh? Oh snap, my man Black Jesus. Hey, Black Jesus, you want to come on? In fact, let me put a link in the comment board. Hey, Black Jesus, I guess Isaac was wrong for loving his own son, huh? According to Albert Bivens or Bivens' great grandkids and all y'all babies. In fact, that's gonna be their new names: Bivens' grandkids and Ariel's children. Anybody who's following that doctrine and believing what they taught, I'm calling you Bivens' grandkids and Ariel babies. I may do a painting on that one day. I may do an oil painting and have Ariel and have what's the guy name? What's his name? Nate the Snake and Tahar and Johanna all sitting under Ariel and have to have diapers on. Let me stop playing. But either way, man, that's the link right there. Black Jesus. If you want to come on. If not, I understand you might be at work, whatever. But that's the question, right? Is Esau? Oh, there you go. There you go, right there. Shalom, brother. How you doing?
Man, Yehuda, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Man, it's a privilege to be here on your platform, brother.
Hey, Black Jesus, I can't hear you. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I may have to unplug something. Hold on real quick. It may be on my end.
Yeah, let me just say greetings to everybody while you're doing that. Greetings to all of y'all. Greetings to all of y'all. Everybody that's in this room, y'all need to find at least 5 people to take the link of this room and tell them to come on in here and subscribe to this channel, y'all. We got to get this scholar's channel's subscribers numbers up, brothers and sisters. Those of you who know Brother Yehuda as well as I do, you all know that this brother is a great scholar, and he's an humble brother. He don't call himself a scholar, but I'm just saying, you know, as far as his scholarship is concerned and teaching, this brother has a long history of bringing you all powerful, correct, clear teaching and understanding of God's word, brothers and sisters. And you all want to do this brother a favor, reward this brother for his years and years of hard labor and work and bringing knowledge to the people. I'm talking about correct knowledge to the people. Let's help this brother get his numbers up, y'all. Copy the link to his YouTube channel. Take his YouTube channel link and post it on all of your social media platforms. On all of your social media platforms, inbox your friends and your family members on those platforms. Tell them to subscribe to this brother today. And y'all can do, some of y'all can do more than 5 people. And if you're able to do more than 5 people, let's get it in. Let's let Yehuda know that we love this brother and we appreciate the work that he's putting down for everybody. So I'm gonna shut up, Yehuda. Can you hear me now, bro? Brother Yehuda. Okay, now I don't know if I'm being heard. Let me see. Or if the audience is hearing me, because I am speaking. You hear me now? Will somebody do me a favor and write in the chat and say, yes, BJM. That means that you can hear me. Can somebody type that in the chat? Yes, BJM. Because I hope me coming on stage didn't mess up this brother's live stream. Is there anybody who can hear me and could type yes in the chat to verify if I'm being heard? Okay. Yeah, we hear you. Thank you so much. Okay, I guess we're waiting on Brother Yehuda to correct whatever issue he's having. If it lasts any longer, I guess put in the next 30 minutes or not 30 minutes, but to another minute or 30 seconds or so, I may have to drop off, guys. and maybe my presence probably caused Yehuda to caused him to not be heard. So I see his icon and I see him muting and unmuting his mic. So Brother Yehuda, yeah, if you're trying to talk, we can't hear you. So again, I'm going to go ahead and encourage everybody who's here one more time. Okay, I think he went out and maybe he's going to come back. I'm going to encourage everybody one more time, brothers and sisters. Let us assist this great brother in getting up his subscriber numbers, brothers and sisters. Please copy the link to this YouTube channel. Please copy the link to this YouTube channel. And please take this link to all of your social media platforms. Brother Yehuda, can you hear me, brother? Brother Yehuda, okay. Yeah, Brother Yehuda, I think what I'm going to do, man, why don't you stay right here, and I'm going to drop off, because maybe me coming up on the stream may have stopped you from being heard. So I'm going to drop off. So brothers and sisters, y'all remember what I just said. Let's help get this brother's numbers up, and I'm going to sit back in the audience and listen to this lesson. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on, and we'll hear him when I drop off. I'm dropping off now, Yehuda. Thank you, brother.
All right. What about now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me out there? I think that's what happened, Black Jesus. You can hear me out there, put a 1 in the comment board. That's kind of weird, though. And if you folks can hear me out there, put a 1 in the comment board, please. Black Jesus, okay, cool. Hey, come back on, try it one more time, man. Maybe just had a little technical problems right there. Come back on again. But that's the question, right? Is Esau and Jacob brothers? Are they brothers? That is the question. Black Jesus, try it one more time. Maybe it was just that particular time. Maybe it was just that particular time. Okay. Let's go to Genesis 32. I'll come back and see if you want to come back on, Black Jesus, okay? Let me read this real quick. Genesis 32, verse 6. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, we came to thy brother Esau. In fact, let's back up just a little bit. Let's start here. Genesis 32 and 3. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, Mount Seir, the country of Edom. Let's see, Black Jesus come back. Okay. One more time. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother. Do it say brother? Unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, thus shall ye speak unto my lord Esau. Thy servant Jacob says thus, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed there until now. So Jacob is is talking to his servants, right? Now watch this here. Genesis 32:5. And I have oxen and asses and flocks and men servants and women servants, and I have sent to tell my Lord. Did Jacob just call Esau his Lord? It says, and I have sent to tell my Lord that I may find grace in thy sight. So Jacob just called Esau his Lord, right? Watch this here. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, we came
to thy brother Esau. But I thought according to the camps, after the birth of Esau and Jacob, they were no longer brothers. And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, we came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. 400 men with him. So Esau had 400 men with him. And then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks, and the herds, and the camels. Jacob had camels. So how did Jacob cross the Euphrates? With the camels. They walked right through the Euphrates. These niggas say that the 10 tribes took boats and ships and said, if Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company which is left, they shall escape. Verse 9. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which said it unto me, return into thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal with thee there. Hold on. Okay. Verse 10. I am not worthy of the least of all my mercies, or all the mercies, and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become two bands. Verse 11. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother. But I thought they wasn't brothers. Deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau. For I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. Let's see something. But it says, Jacob says, I pray thee from the hand of my brother. But the camp say, no, when they came out the womb, they were no longer brothers. So basically, they disregarded and disrespected Isaac, Rebekah, and Jacob. To hell with Isaac, to hell with Rebekah, and to hell with Jacob. We don't care what they say. We don't care what Jacob say. Jacob can call him his brother all he wants. We don't care. Verse 7. Oh, I read that. I'm sorry, I read it already. I read it. I'm sorry. Let's go to let's continue. Verse 12. And thou saidst, I will surely do thee good and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. Verse 13. And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his hand. He took a present for Esau, his brother. So Jacob even brought a present to give his brother Esau. But I thought Jacob did not love Esau. I thought he hated his brother. I thought they was not brothers. According to Bivens' grandkids and RER babies, that's the new name. Bivens' grandkids and RER babies. I thought, according to Bivens' grandkids and RER babies, when they came out the womb, they were no longer brothers. It says 200 she goats and 20 he goats, 200 ewes
and 20 rams. See, he brought all this stuff. How did he? Let's go back. Now let's use some common sense. How did these goats, all these goats, and these hundreds of rams, how did they cross the Euphrates? Somebody please type in the comment board. How did all these animals that Jacob had coming from above the Euphrates? How did they cross the Euphrates? All these animals. But according to Vivian's grandbabies and REI babies, the 10 tribes took ships. It said they had 200 goats. How did these 200 goats cross the Euphrates? Let's see if anybody said anything. 200 goats. 200 goats. And who guided these goats? Who helped these goats and these rams and all these animals cross the Euphrates? Who guided them? Jacob's elder sons, Reuben, Simeon, Judah, his bigger sons. They was grown. They was grown ass men when they left. His youngest sons, they sat on the camels. His older sons, they helped guide the animals across the waters. Let's continue. 30 milk camels. He had 30 camels with their coats, 40 kine, and 10 bulls. He had 10 bulls. He had 20 she asses and 10 foals. He had all these animals. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants. See, he had many servants. Every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove, meaning betwixt. And he commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meeteth thee. Did Jacob just say Esau his brother again? When Esau my brother come to thee and ask thee, saying, who art thou? And whither goeth thou? And who are these before thee? But did Jacob say, when Esau my brother come meet thee? This is what you say. But according to Bivens babies, grandbabies, and REI babies, they say they were no longer brothers. So they just disregarded what Jacob said, and Isaac, Rebekah. And now watch how they disregard the Almighty God. Watch this as I continue. Then thou shalt say, they be the servant or thy servant Jacob's. It is a present sent unto my lord Esau. And behold, also he is behind us. Verse 19. And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that follow the droves. On this manner shall he speak unto Esau when you find him. So he commanded his servants what to say. But he said, when you meet my brother Esau. Verse 20. And say ye moreover, behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goeth before me. And afterward I see or will see his face. Or say peradventure he will accept of me. Okay, peradventure. Verse 21. So went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. Okay, so the next day, let's see what happens. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. He passed over another river. So he passed over the Euphrates. He passed over the Jordan. Now he passing over the Jabbok. Verse 23. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. So how did he send these grown ass sons over? Because Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, they was grown ass men. his sons like Naphtali and Gad and Issachar, they was probably teenagers. His youngest sons, Joseph and Benjamin, etc., they was very small. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. Who did he wrestle with? He wrestled with no other than Christ himself. I have a lesson on that also. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. Jacob said, I will not let you go, except you bless me. And he said unto him, he said, what is your name? And he said, my name is Jacob. So the angel, which was Christ, asked Jacob, what is your name? He said, my name is Jacob. He was testing him. He said, my name is Jacob. Now watch this here. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Right? Verse 29. Watch this here, folks. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. So now Jacob is asking the angel, what is your name? He said, what is your name? Look what the angel said right here. And he said, wherefore is it that thou ask of my name? And he blessed him there. So the angel would not tell Jacob his name, because there was no other than Christ himself. Look what it says here. And Jacob called the name of that place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face. See, I have seen God face to face. He did not see God face to face, because no man can see God's face and live. He saw his son, and my life is preserved. Verse 31. And as he passed over the Peniel, he passed over another river. The sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Right? And therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. Right? Verse 31, or chapter 33, verse 1. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids, right? The two handmaids, right? And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph, hindermost, because Joseph was a little boy. Joseph was small at the time. He was a small boy. Watch this here. And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. Even the scribes that wrote for Moses, they said that Esau and Jacob are brothers. And he passed over before him and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. Even our ancient scribes knew there was brothers. But again, according to Abba Bivens' grandkids and Arya babies, they were not brothers. Verse 4. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him. Esau was glad to see Jacob, because God put it in his spirit to be kind to Jacob. Esau was glad to see him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him. And they wept. They both cried. So you telling me that Jacob cried when he saw his brother? Jacob cried. I thought Jacob hated his brother. Jacob did not hate Esau. Jacob was a righteous man. Jacob had no hate in his heart. He was a righteous man. How could Jacob hate Esau? Jacob was a righteous man. Only a righteous man can forgive. Like Christ said, only a righteous man can forgive. Jacob was righteous. Isaac was righteous. Isaac taught Esau of his God. He taught Esau of the God of his father Abraham. Esau did not know about no other gods. Esau knew of the God of his father Isaac and Abraham, just as Jacob. Not all the Edomites was wicked. You had many righteous Edomites that believed on God, like Obadiah, Job. Hell, you had many wicked ass Israelites, wicked to the core. In fact, God said that Israel was more wicked than all their surrounding neighbors. So they wept. Verse 5. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children and said, who are these with thee? And he said, the children which God has graciously given thy servant. So Esau said, who are these kids? Verse 6. And then the handmaidens came near. They all came near to Esau. They and their children, and they bowed themselves. So you telling me that Joseph bowed and Benjamin bowed and Judah and Simeon and Levi and Issachar and Zebulun, Reuben, Naphtali, they all bowed to Esau? Why these niggas in these camps don't teach you guys about how they bow down to their uncle? Esau was their uncle. So they all bowed down to Esau, right? And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, what meaneth thou by all this drove which I meet? And he said, these are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. Meaning all his children, right? Verse 9. And Esau said, I have enough, brother. I have enough, my brother. What did Esau call Jacob? I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. Esau said, I have enough, my brother. But I hate to sound like a broken record, but I thought, according to the grandkids of Bivens and the babies of Ariah, Esau and Jacob, when they was born, after they struggled in the womb and they came out the womb, they were no longer brothers. Now, let me look at the comment board. Is that not what these niggas teach in these camps? Put a 1 in the comment board, please, as I grab a bottle of water. So when Esau said, keep what you have for yourself, he said, I got enough, my brother. Now, when Esau said, I have enough, my brother, did Jacob say, hell no, you're not my brother? Did Jacob say, you're not my brother after what you did to me? After you tried to kill me after I stole your birthright? You're not my brother no more, Esau. Did Jacob say that? Let's read it one more time. Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. Jacob did not say, you're not my brother, Esau. And Jacob said, nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand.
For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God. Wait a minute. Jacob said, I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. You know why he said that? Because, as he just said, because God put it in Esau's heart to treat him kindly. So that's why he said, I have seen the face of God. He seen that righteous spirit coming out of Esau. He didn't see Esau as God. He saw that righteousness coming out of Esau that God put on Esau. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. So Esau took it. Okay, he took it. And he said, let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, my Lord, know that the children are tender, and the flocks and the herds with young are with me. The herds, all these animals, how did they cross the Euphrates? They walked. And his elder sons, Reuben, Gad, Levi, Judah, all his elder sons, they led the animals. They helped to lead the animals across. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock would die. See, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before me. So we know the story. Esau continued to Mount Seir, and Jacob went about his way. Okay, but I just wanted to show you. It said they was brothers. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Let's see what God have to say. Let's see if these niggas are calling God a liar. Let's see. Now you really about to see how wicked these bastards are that come out of one west. Obadiah verse 10. Not all the brothers, because many of the brothers changed their ways. Many of them changed their ways. So when I say the brothers that come out of one west, I'm not talking about everybody. But many of them they changed their ways. Obadiah verse 10. God says, for thou violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. In fact, let's read verses. Let's back up just a little bit here. Let's read verse 8 through 10. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? Why said the wise men out of Edom? Because Edom was known for having wise people. They was known for that. They was known as the men of the East. The men of the East was known for being wise. The men of the East made up the Midianites, the Edomites, the Ishmaelites. They was known for having wisdom. They was known for that. That's why those three magi that came to see Christ when he was born, they was the men from the East. It says, and understanding out of Mount Esau, and thou mighty man, O T-man is in Edom, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the Mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Verse 10, for thou violence against thy brother Jacob. God says against thy brother. So I guess God's a liar too, huh? I guess God is a liar. He says against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Thou shalt be cut off forever. So even God acknowledged that Jacob and Esau are brothers. God didn't say, because Esau, who's not your brother no more. Let's read verse 11. Yeah, verse 11.
In that day, thou stood on the other side. In that day, that strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even thou was as one of them. Okay. Now, when you go to read the book of Judith, it talks about that same incident. It talks about the Edomites cutting off Judah from escaping. The book of Obadiah, verse 12. But thou should not have looked on the day of thy brother. Did God say of thy brother one more time? But thou should have not looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Okay? He said there was brothers. You know what? I want to show you guys something else about real quick while I'm thinking. While I got this on my mind, I want to show you guys something real quick here. Bear with me for a quick second. Let me I'm gonna pull this right back up. I want to show you folks something. Hold on a second. Bear with me for a quick second. All right. Let me go to my PowerPoint real quick. This also it goes right with my lesson of Esau. Bear with me for a quick second. It's a little slow. That's okay. I could have used another laptop. I got your brother Yehuda got like I got like 6 laptops, 6, and they're all pretty new. And the reason why though, because I studied the stock market, so I need different screens to see what the market is doing. So, but I want to show you guys something real quick. Let me see, where's it at? Oh, here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. This right here, it goes along with this lesson. It goes along with this lesson. Okay, let it come up. If you guys can see it, let me know in the comment board. Can you guys see this right here? I guess so. Let's continue. This goes along with the lesson. So I'm in my PowerPoint. I'm dealing with the Shasu people, the Shasu. It's still dealing with the Edomites, but you know what? Let me touch on this real quick. The Shasu of Habaru. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, I gotta click like that. Okay, the Shasu of Habaru. Look what it says here. The Edomites and the color red. Again, the Edomites and the color red. Okay, it says here, Petrie's study of ancient images suggested to him that Egypt was the product of a racial mixture. He found images of Nubians in which some have black skin, others red skin, and some have brown skin. This confirmed what had been discovered by the 1828 Franco, the Italian expedition to Egypt, etc. This is below is a detail from one of the Rossellini's drawings showing both black and red Nubians captured by the Egyptians under Ramses II. Now let's watch these Nubians. You see these black Nubians here? Now look at these red skinned black people. Okay? So it was captured again by black and red Nubians. Let's see if you guys can see this. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it? Somebody in the comment board say, Esau broke the brotherly covenant. Yes, Esau did break the brotherly covenant. But I can show you, even after Esau broke the brotherly covenant, God still called them brothers. God don't change. If you say he changed, you're a liar. He don't change. He said he never changed. He acknowledged them brothers, and he continued to acknowledge them as brothers. But guess what? God broke the covenant with Israel too. Is God still the God of Israel? Yes or no? He broke the covenant with you. That's why he brought Christ. He broke the covenant. Because Israel was wicked. So I guess God is not your God no more, huh? Since he broke the covenant, right? He can't be your God no more. So who is your God? Who said that? Moshe. Who is your God? It can't be God because God broke the covenant. You can read about that in the book of Jeremiah and Isaiah and Zephaniah and Zechariah. So I guess God broke the covenant, got rid of the Levites, the Levitical priesthood. Then who's your God then? It can't be the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It got to be another God because God broke the covenant. Let's go back to the slide. Let's go back. So you see these red and brown Nubians, right? Red and brown. Why? Because red means ruddy. I'm an artist. I have a BFA in art. Whenever I paint black people, I use brown and red. Red means ruddy. These are red and black Nubians from the wars of Egypt. You just don't have very dark-skinned people dwelling in Africa. You got red hue Africans. Like this picture too. This one here, you see these red and black Africans, and this one here. And here's another one here. Red Africans and very dark Africans. Why? Because we are ready. Esau was red. He was ready. Let me see something. Okay. Esau was red and ready. Watch this here. See? Look at this African girl on the left, and look at this African girl on the right. You see the difference in the skin complexion? You see her complexion on the left? This is the complexion of most African Americans, so-called African Americans and so-called Caribbeans. We are ruddy. We have a reddish brown complexion. You see the red in her undertones? Like I said, I'm an artist. I have a BFA in art. Whenever I paint black people, I use red and brown. Watch this here. Then I'm going to go back to all their brothers. The Greeks called the Edomites, the Idumea, a red people. Red people. Esau of Edom was described as having a red skin, meaning ruddy. In Genesis 25:25, I showed you the correct translation in the Tanakh. It says he was ruddy before the King James scholars changed it to red. He was also described as hairy. Abraham's ancestors. They was also ruddy. It said Abraham's ancestors was ruddy. Abraham was a reddish looking man. Abraham's ancestors also were hairy and had a red skin tone. Abraham's father was called Terah, a royal name associated with Anu of the Upper Nile. These spread as far as Japan. Look at that. Where only about 300 pure-blooded Anu still remain on the island of Hokkaido, or however you pronounce that. The original name of Tokyo was Edo. Among the Anu word Terah, Terah means priest. Abraham's father was Terah, a ruler priest whose territory along the Tigris River extended between Ur and Haran.
The Edu, watch this, folks. The Edu and the Edomites are related genetically. Who are the Edus? They dwell in Africa. The black Edomites in Africa. And they know, they would tell you that they black Edomites. In fact, I have a video of a brother in Africa telling you that he's an Edomite. He's telling you the history. And on top of that, he called out these camps. He called these camps dumb. He said these American Israelite camps are dumb. He said that the Edomites are black. Let me go back. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Now watch this. These are the Edus right here. You see these brothers right here in Africa? They descend from Esau. That's why they call the Edu. Like the Edomites, Edomites. And what complexion are they? Reddish brown. Reddish brown. The Edomites of the Bible are related to the Edu, see? Or Edu, or Nigeria and Benin. The title of their rulers is further evidence. The ruler of Edu is called Oba. And the first ruler of Petra was defied Nabatean king Abadas. It says the first ruler of Petra, his name was Abadas, similar to Abba, Abudas. Do you guys know that the first ruler of Petra name was King Abudas? And the ruler of the Edu people is called Abba? Likewise, watch this, folks. Likewise, the biblical Jebusites having living descendants in Nigeria. They are called the Ijebu. Look at that. They are called the Ijebu. Ijebu. Why? Because they called it. They are the descendants of the biblical Jebusites. So they are the biblical descendants of the Jebusites. They call Ijebu. The Jebusites built and controlled Jerusalem. Melchizedek was the priest king of Jerusalem in Abraham's time. It says very likely he and Abraham was kin. Okay, now touching on the Shasu. The Shasu were related to the Horites of Edom. And according to the monument inscription in Nubia, they are called upon God Yahweh. It said that the Shasu, the Edomites, they called upon God Yahweh. Why? Because Isaac taught Esau the ways of his father Abraham. Edu, Edom, and Idumea. Edu, Edom, and Idumea. Okay? And near the bottom it says Idumea means land of red people. Now watch this here. The Edu, Edomites, Idumea, let me start over. The Edu, Edomite, Idumea are related words. Let me check out the comment board real quick. Okay, one more time. The word Edu, which you find the people in Africa, they say they're Edomites. The Edomites, Iduma, and Idumea are related words. The Greeks called the inhabitants of this region Idumeans, people with a reddish skin tone. What color do black people have in America and the Caribbean? We have a reddish skin tone. We're a reddish brown people. Just like Esau, he was a reddish brown man, but he was red all over because he had red hair like Red Fox and Malcolm X. That's why he was called. That's why it said he was red all over. Meaning this here, folks, he was ruddy all over. He was ruddy from head to toe. But he was a black man. The ancient name of Edu is Idu. Idu was the progenitor of Edu or Iduma. Hence, the expression Ida, the father of Iduma, the royal lines of Edu have been orally transmitted. Ida begot 6 sons. So this guy named Idu begot 6 sons. Okay. Then it says Ana Wuginu, who begot the children of Igumal. Then it says Alanu Gui. I'm butchering these words. I'm trying to read these names. who begot the people of Igbuju, Adum, who begot the people of Adaka. This is Agabi, who begot the people of Atupu, Eg, who begot the people of Aglu, however you pronounce that. This is Ebibi, something like that, who begot the people of Umu, Igi, Umu, Umu Gidi. It says in Aduka and E or Adi, who begot the people of Yala. So he's breaking down all these descendants of Esau in Africa. The prophet Obadiah was from Edom. Again, the prophet Obadiah was from Edom, according to the Talmud. And the Talmud, I know people say, oh, he talk about the Talmud. The Talmud was written by black Israelites. The Talmud, the original Talmud, was written by black Israelites. They knew the history of our people. They said that Obadiah was an Edomite. That's why God used Obadiah to prophesy against Edom, because Obadiah was a righteous man. Obadiah is said to be the same Obadiah that hid those prophets in the caves. Okay, they say that many scholars say that he's the same Obadiah. And where do a lot of caves is located at? Edom. The prophet Obadiah is from Edom, according to the Talmud. Watch this here. And said to have been a friend of the Horite ruler Job. So it said that Obadiah and Job was friends. Genesis 36 lists the Horite ruling family of Edom. Among them were 2 Horite rulers named Esau, as shown in the diagram, etc. Now watch this here, folks. Watch this. Hadad the Edomite is a character mentioned in the first book of Kings, who was an adversary, as we all know, of King Solomon. And after Solomon turned to idols, some scholars believe the text should have Hadad the Aramean. The Lord raised up the adversary against Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. You can read about that in the book of Kings, chapter 11 and verse 14. According to the account in 1 King, Hadad was a survivor of the royal house of Edom. After the slaughter of the hands of Joab, he escaped. Watch this. He escaped as a child to Egypt. So you telling me that a bunch of white people fled from King David and went into Egypt to hide among black Egyptians? Let's see the comment board on that one. Let's see. Y'all telling me that a bunch of white people fled from King David and went into Egypt to hide among black Egyptians? Is that what happened? Yeah, Opie Taylor looking people, Jennifer Lopez's looking people, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump looking kind of people. They all fled from King David and ran to Africa with Hadad the Edomite. So that's why the question is, are they brothers? We're going to get back to some more scriptures. Are they brothers? Are Esau and Jacob brothers? So you telling me that a bunch of white people fled down to Egypt? He escaped as a child to Egypt, where he was raised by Pharaoh. See, he was raised. You telling me that this white man, her daddy Edomite, was raised by a black Pharaoh? Because he fled with his family. He was a boy. Look what it says here. Where he was raised by Pharaoh, you can read about that in the Bible, and married the queen's sister. So these black Egyptians gave this white boy a black wife. Is that what Albert Bivens' grandbabies and Ariel babies telling us? Man, this is so fun that I read this stuff. Her dad, look, me say, after the death of King David, her dad returned to try to reclaim the throne of Edom. Her dad's campaign to recapture Edom apparently met with success, as 1 Kings 11:25 states that another Solomon's adversary. See? Now watch this. The Egyptians beaten Shasu. You see these are Shasu spies. These are Edomites. They beating these people. They're not white people. These Shasu Edomites that the Egyptians thought were spies, they beating these people. These are not Europeans. But Albert Bivens' grandbabies and Ariel babies, they say that the white man is Esau. Let's see what else I got. Let's go back to the I got so much stuff in here, man. You know what? Let's go back to the scriptures now. I just want to show you guys that real quick. I deal with this Jacob migrate to Egypt, etc. I deal with that another time. Let's go back now. Let me close out this. Let's close out this because the question is, are they brothers? Right? Are they brothers? In fact, let's go to Deuteronomy. You just saw the picture of the Egyptians beating those Edomite spies. That was black. And I got more pictures of the Shasu Edomites showing them as black. In another lesson, though. That would be another lesson. Showing you even closer images of them as black. And guess what? I got the writers of Sennacherib, King Sennacherib. He called the Edomites black. So how in the hell these guys come up with that? Esau the white man. Ain't nowhere in the Bible. God said that Japheth, Magog, and Gog, and Tubal, Meshach, they are the white people. So basically, what these brothers is telling you and I, that God is a liar. He's a liar. All his prophets, they liars. Everything they wrote is a lie. They're just going to go with their own interpretation and lies. And teaching many people these lies. And guess what? Many people that learned from these camps, they died and passed away. Many people that learned these doctrines for these camps, dead and gone, that these brothers never knew. You know how many people watch YouTube, have been watching these camps over the years that died and these guys never knew? And learned these lies from these guys, and these people died in lies? You don't think these dudes had to pay for that? For teaching these people that died and passed away, that believe these lies? You don't think that these brothers in these camps are not going to pay for that? Now, unless they repent. Can you imagine how many people in Sheol right now that passed away in Sheol right now that died believing in these doctrines that these guys taught? That's down in Sheol with all these demons and Satan's angels in Sheol right now, suffering right now, that believe and learn from these camps. You don't think they're gonna have an answer for that when they pass away for teaching these lies to all these people? You got another thing coming. Deuteronomy, 2nd chapter, verse 1. Then we turned and took our journey. He's talking about the Jews coming out of Egypt, right? We turned it and we took our journey into the wilderness, the desert, by the way of the Red Sea, as the Lord spake unto me. And we compassed Mount Seir. We compassed Mount Seir many days. So it's saying when the Israelites was in the desert, roaming for 40 years, they compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, ye have compassed this mountain long enough. See, they said they compassed Mount Seir many days, meaning they was walking around Mount Seir. They was walking around Mount Seir. You know why? They was hoping God was going to give them the land of Esau. But watch what God say here. And the Lord spake unto me, saying, ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward. He said, God said, you've been walking around Mount Seir long enough. Turn and go north. And command our people, saying, ye ought to pass through the coast of your brethren. Did God say to the children of Israel, ye ought to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you? He said, they're going to be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. So God says, ye are about to pass through the coast of your brethren. In fact, let me blow it up. God said, you are about to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau. Did God just say to the children of Israel and Moses that the children of Esau is your brethren? Do God change? God said he don't change. So if you say he changed, you just lied on the Most High. Yes, Esau broke the brotherly covenant, but God don't change. They still brothers. Have not you known brothers in real life and sisters in real life who had bad relationships, haven't talked to each other in 10 years, 15 years, because they was upset with each other? They still sisters and brothers. I had a cousin, this is a true story. I have a cousin that lived in Washington, D.C., and he had some differences with his mom, right? And he just disappeared. Everybody was wondering what we was trying to find him. People was trying to find what happened to him. He pretty much just disappeared. Didn't want to be bothered by nobody, and haven't talked. Nobody has seen him like 12 years, even his own mother, right? Until she got sick. She got cancer. When he found out she was very sick, that's when he ended up coming back and went to the hospital, right? But for like 12 years, he haven't seen or talked to nobody. Okay? But was that still her son and his mother? Yes. Thank God though they was able to reconcile before she passed away. That's a true story. God says, you are about to pass through your brethren, Esau. So God said they were brothers. But the babies of Bivens and all y'all, they say they wasn't brothers. Verse 5. God says, meddle not with them. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. You guys been circling around Mount Seir for too long. Go north. Don't even think about it. He said, meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land. No, not so much as a foot breadth. God said, I won't even give you a foot breadth of their land, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. And the prophet Job came from Ur. Ur was located in Mount Seir. I got a lesson on Job, showing everybody that Job was an Edomite, just as the black Jews wrote in the Septuagint that translated the Hebrew to the Greek in Egypt. They said that Job was an Edomite. Okay, real black Israelites. In fact, the high priest at the time, I think his name was Eleazar or something like that. He sent like, I think something like eight different scribes from each tribe, and they went down to Egypt and they translated. And they said that Job was an Edomite. Verse 6, ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water for them for money, that ye may drink. So God is telling them what to do. For the Lord thy God has blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He knoweth thou walking through this great desert or wilderness, right? Excuse me. These 40 years, the Lord thy God has been with thee. Thou hast lacked nothing. He said, don't even think about it. I'm not giving you Esau's land. Don't even think about it. And when we pass by, look what it says here. And when we pass by from our brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, through the way of the plain from Elat and from Ezon Geber, we turn and pass by the way of the wilderness, meaning the desert of Moab. But again, it says, and when we pass, what did the scribe say? The scribe wrote, and when we pass by from our brethren, the children of Esau. So let me guess. These guys, they know more than God. God got it wrong, though. God wrong. He got it all wrong. No, we right. See, we learn from a wicked nigga named Bivens and a nigga named Ariah, who said Christ was going to return in the year 2000, and who said that Jermaine Grant is a God-sent comforter. We learn from him, though. See, we believe what they taught, though. We believe what they taught. But what God say, what Moses said in the scribes, what Rebecca said, and Isaac and Jacob, the hell with them. Let's go to First Chronicles. First Chronicles chapter 1. They say that to hell with what God say. We don't want to hear nothing God have to say. We want to hear what Bivens got to say, what he taught, and what Ariah taught. What they taught, that's what we're gonna teach. First Chronicles 1:35. Verse 34, 35. And Abraham begot Isaac, and the sons of Isaac, Esau and Israel, and the sons of Esau, the sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reol, right? Jeush and Jalem and Korah, right? Eliphaz, right? But I want to show you guys that Job and Eliphaz was another Eliphaz, because that was a common name among the children of Esau. They was good friends. You can read about that in the book of Job, but that's a whole nother lesson. That's a whole nother lesson. In fact, let's go to Genesis 35 real fast. Genesis 35. Real quick. Genesis 35, verse 1. Genesis 35, verse 1. And God said unto Jacob, Arise and go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God that appeared unto thee. And when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. So God said that Esau is thy brother. Again. So he says it a few times. Did God just say that Esau and Jacob are brothers? And does God change? No. But we know he don't lie. He said he never changes. So we know he don't lie. If God say they were brothers even back then, does God still say they brothers? Yes. Why? Because he said he don't change. But what about the covenant, Judah, that he broke? What about that covenant? The Mosaic covenant? That was temporarily. God never said that covenant was forever. Okay? Now, when you're dealing with the royal law, the law that Abraham kept, Noah kept, Jacob kept, Isaac kept, the gospel, those laws was from the beginning of time. Those laws is forever. They never change. The laws of Moses was temporarily. That was to discipline the nation when they came out of Egypt because they was Egyptized. They was living like Egyptians, thinking like the Egyptians. So God had to give them laws and lay down laws for them to follow, but God knew they couldn't follow those laws. He knew they couldn't keep them. Let's go to Numbers 20. Numbers 20. Book of Numbers, chapter 20. And let's read verse, let's see here, verse 13 and 14. Let's read verse 13 and 14. This is the water of Meribah, because the children of Israel strove with the Lord, and he was satisfied with them. Verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus says thy brother Israel. Does Moses, even our one of our favorite prophets, Moses, acknowledge that they was brothers? And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus says thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that has befallen us. So even Moses acknowledged that they was brothers. Let's go to Deuteronomy, 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 the 23rd chapter. Okay, 23rd chapter, verse 7. This is one that everybody know. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land. When God laid down this law, he told them not to hate Esau, because God knew they was brothers.
Just as Isaac said there was brothers. Rebekah said there was brothers. Jacob said there was brothers. God said there was brothers. Moses said there was brothers. But for some reason, Bivens, Bivens grandbabies, and all y'all babies, they say they were no longer brothers. Man, oh man, this is funny. let's go to Ezekiel. They said they was no longer brothers. They got the nerve to have their dirty, nasty, black ass hands on the Bible. They filthy hands on the Bible. Ezekiel 35. Let's read verses 7 through 10. Verses 7 through 10. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate. God says, I will make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from him that passes out and him that returneth. Verse 8. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men in thy hills. So God made Esau small among the nations. So how is the white man Esau? And when God said he's going to make them small among the nations, did God lie? Did he change his mind? In the hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. So God took out a lot of Edomites. And I will make thee a perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Right? Verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. So the Edomites said that these two nations, what two nations? The nation of Judah and the nation of Israel. So I have a question. These two nations, the nations of Judah and the nations of Israel, were they brothers? Were they brothers? Were the so-called southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, were they brothers? Yes or no? Put a comment in the comment board. I got a few more scriptures after this. Were they brothers? Yes or no? Was the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom brothers? Even though it said there was two separate nations, were they brothers? Did not the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom fight one another? Did not the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom hate, or they hated one another? That's why it says after they came from captivity, Ephraim shall not vex Judah, Judah shall not vex Ephraim no more, because they returned together after the captivity. They returned led by Ezra, Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, they returned together. They didn't vex each other no more. But thou hast said, these two nations, there was two nations, but were they brothers? And these two countries, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, they shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. But are they brothers? The northern kingdom, southern kingdom, were they brothers? Let's go to Ezekiel 37. As I hit it home, Ezekiel 37. Let's go to verse 15 and read verses 15 through 16. Was the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom brothers? Ezekiel 37. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 16, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph
the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. Okay, they shall become one in thy hand. Verse 18. Verse 18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Verse 19. Say unto them, Thus says the Lord God, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah. He's going to put them together and make them one stick, because they were separate nations. But when they were separate nations, were they brothers? And they shall be one in my hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes, right? Before their eyes. Verse 21. And say unto them, Thus says the Lord God, Behold, I will take the children of Israel among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. This happened after the captivity. The Assyrian and Persian captivity, that's what this is talking about. Verse 22. And I will make them one nation. Because before there was two separate nations, but were they brothers? In the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. One king shall be king to them all. Who was this king? This one king was Christ, because when they came out of captivity, they did not have no kings. They had governors. The king came, but they denied the king. And they shall no more be two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. So while they was divided, right, in two nations, were they brothers? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 8. That's the question. Were they brothers? Were Esau and Jacob brothers? According to the words of God, according to the words of Rebekah, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, the scribes, were they brothers? Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 14. Were the northern kingdom, southern kingdom brothers? Watch this here. Talking about Christ. Talking about Christ, right? And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, both for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Let's say that Christ, when he came on the scene, he was going to be a stumbling block and a rock of offense, because they denied him. Isaiah prophesied, and it came to pass when Christ came on the scene, the Jews or his own people, they denied him. They denied him, right? Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Real quick. Let me see here. Jeremiah 31. A lot of you people know these verses. Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, says the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Are they brothers? Are they brothers? Now watch this. Let's go to Jeremiah 11. They were separate nations, but are they brothers? Because many years Judah and Israel was having wars. They was not getting along, but were they brothers? Let's go to Jeremiah 11. Jeremiah 11. I'm almost done. Almost. Jeremiah 11, verse 17. It reads here. For the Lord of hosts that planted thee has pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger. Wait a minute, I thought God only got angry with the Edomites. Provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal. Into Baal, right? But the question is, are they brothers? Two more verses. Let's go to Ezekiel and then back to Jeremiah, and I'll be done. Ezekiel chapter 23. Is Israel and Judah brothers, just as Esau and Jacob? Chapter 23. Let's see here where I want to pick it up at. Let's pick it up at verse 1. And the word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There was their breast pressed, and they that bruised the teats of their virginity. And the names of them were Aholah, and the elder was Aholabah, and her sister. And they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names Samaria, Oholah, and Jerusalem, Aholabah. And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she dotted on her lovers, the Assyrians, her neighbors, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all of them that were chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she dotted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Neither left her or she, or it said, neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt. For in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity, and poured their whoredom upon her. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she dotted. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters, and they slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women, and they had executed judgment upon her. And when her sister Aholabah saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she. Talk about Judah. And in her whoredoms, more than her sister, right? The northern kingdom and her whoredoms. She dotted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains and rulers, clothed gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Okay? Verse 13. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and that she increased her whoredoms. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans, right, portrayed with vermilion, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding and died. Look what it says again. You know all the images that we see on the walls of Assyria? That the Assyrians drew or they sculpted of the Jews, what they look like. Let's read it one more time. And that she increased her whoredoms. Man, Pat, let me blow this up. I want everybody to see this. You know how you see the images of the Jews on the walls of Assyria? Look what it says here. And that she increased her whoredoms. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed, right, on the walls, right? Verse 15, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. So it talks about the images of the Assyrians also on the walls of Egypt, on the walls of Assyria and Babylon. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she saw all these images of the Chaldeans on the walls in Babylon. She doted upon them and sent messengers into them to Chaldea. Verse 17, and the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love. So when they saw the images, when the Jews saw the images of the Chaldeans and the Babylonians on the walls, they liked those images. They wanted to be up there too. And they defiled, it said, and they defiled her with her whoredom, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. Verse 18. So she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. Verse 19, last verse. Yet she multiplied her whoredoms, and calling to remembrance the days of her youth, or the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. So he breaks down Aholah of Samaria, and Oholabah, however you want to pronounce it, of Jerusalem. But the question is, was the northern kingdom and southern kingdom brothers and sisters? Let's go to one more, last one. Just like Esau and Jacob. Last one. Jeremiah 20, I'm sorry. Jeremiah 33. This is going to be the last verse. Jeremiah 33. I'm going to read verses 23 and 24. It reads, moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah saying, considereth thou not what this people has spoken, saying, the two families, who are the two families? Israel and Judah, the two families which the Lord has chosen. He has even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. But the question is, God said there's two families. Was those two families brothers? Were they brothers? Like Esau and Jacob. That's the question. I say, according to the words of God, Isaac, Rebekah, Jacob, Moses, they got about five witnesses right there that says, especially God, the Almighty,
that says, excuse me, that Jacob and Esau are brothers.
So in our present time, free coverage of our heights. Love that for everyone, everywhere. So it's just known that the corporation of all tongue, color and people advise the decision of our heights that shall free everyone, liberate fully everywhere. So by so doing now, everyone does cooperate with the love that I heights to survive. Knowing that this world war explosive and the ways of the one that solve the problem, the heights survive comes in full. So it's a siren, the love for nights.
Now this is 5 blocks from the tribe of Levi, and I take time out to greet everyone in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Now greetings also to the Orthodox faith, which is not one of writs and rites, but through a function of the art. And I greet you to the 12 tribes of Israel, which was lost and found, and now gathering and regathering.
kings in Zion shall reign eternally.
Today, my loved ones, we sit together in remembrance of our exodus as Jews from slavery in Egypt. My father instructed the Israelites of old to place the blood of a virgin lamb on their doorpost, and only then the plague smiting the firstborn in all of Egypt would pass over them. Today, and for 7 days, we sit in remembrance of this glorious Passover. But there is another reason we have gathered tonight. Verily I say unto you, one of you shall betray me. Do you not obey your master, Peter?
Master, I will never let you wash my feet.
If I do not wash your feet, Peter, then you will have no part of me.
In that case, don't just wash my feet. Wash my hands and my head as well, so that I may have all of you.
You need only wash your feet, Peter, and you are clean.
Are you alright?
Just a little tired, weary. Can we help, Master? When the soul is tired, my love, only prayer can bring about some helpful relief.
Oh, I can't stand this. I can't stand it. Watching you go through this. Can't we just make our way up the Kidron Valley?
Leave here. And then what? If only I could.
I don't want any part of it. Sitting here like sheep, waiting for them to take you away.
Do you really love me, Peter?
With all my heart. You know I